Yeah, I am just going to, let me read this description real quick. Goes into or within. So no, okay. Okay. Man, I need better spells. Alright. I'll do something else then. First off, how high is the ceiling? Less than 100 feet?
Probably 30 feet up, so
Sure.
not high enough.
Wind wall. Right through the center of this guy. Actually, let me draw it, if you don't mind. Basically, like that, so that Shiki can still hit it. It takes that damage if the wall goes through it.
What's this save for?
Strength.
No, I'm saying what's it do? It's half damage, okay. And it actually...
Does it continue to take that damage?
Fails its save, so it's going to take the 13 bludgeoning. Okay.
And as a bonus action, because Hunter's Mark doesn't affect spells, Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
Is
That's the
that
Hunter's Mark.
continuous damage? No.
No, it's... when the wall appears, you make a strength save, and you take damage. Otherwise, it's pretty much just difficult terrain, I think, to get through it.
Yeah, Clytus is going to slide down the sand, so I have to have him roll a... I still have not given any proficiencies. He would have proficiency in this. What is his proficiency bonus? 4.
What is his name? Dunestrider? I feel like he would have
Clytus
advantage
Dune-
on this.
Yeah, Clytus Dunestrider. So he would like have advantage. He would have everything on this.
I feel like he's a Dunestrider, so...
Yeah, he would have everything on this. So he just effortlessly slides down. It's almost kind of impressive as he uses the momentum to try to swing his sword, which means he's going to fail horribly and miss.
That works.
Oh, but no, he hits with this first one as he kind of swings the blade down with both hands as he has a torch out, actually. So he can't swing it with both hands. So he swings it with one hand, and he kind of catches the sandworm in the side of its head. And it's still kind of standing up. It's very dazed, very confused as he swings around a second time, and he basically severs its head off.
Do I take an extra damage on spell damage, too? I should check that.
I don't know. But it is dead now.
Weapon attacks. Okay.
Yeah, and it is dead now at this point. So he's just kind of holding up his hand to block his eyes from all the sand that's kicked up by your wind wall.
I'll put that away. Well, it actually... it fades anyways because it's concentration.
Yeah, and you
I am in a-
use Hunter's Mark, yeah. Alright.
I'm good at spells, guys.
Yep. Don't worry, Sauce was doing the same thing yesterday.
Hex isn't concentration, is it? Yeah. I assume...
What is the concentration, is it? Yeah. Damn it.
Can we find the shiny?
Yeah, at this point, since he's pointed out as well, he'll kind of motion for Felia to help him look around to find it, so I'll have him roll an investigation.
Yeah, Yasana will help.
Which I'll give him an advantage because he's looking in a preferred environment. Glad I said that before I rolled.
I should have cast Hunter's Mark on the shiny so I could find it easier.
Yeah, so he's going to be looking around, trying to find this ring, and he'll find it pretty easily as he's looking around without too much issue. And he holds it up, and it's a pretty interesting-looking ring at the end of the day. And as he holds it up and looks at it, it appears as though it has 2 ram heads attached to it. It's maybe a silver band, 2 silver ram heads sticking out. It's kind of gaudy overall, but that means it's just obviously magical or somebody has really bad tastes. Probably both.
Probably both. Rams. Any idea what this could do? Could I Arcana
For
it?
possibilities?
You could roll an Arcana on anyone who wishes to try to identify.
Disadvantage unless it has something to do with dragons.
It does nothing to do with dragons. Yasana, you're able to get a pretty good idea what this is. You feel like... I'm going to say you've heard of rings such as this before, and you get the feeling that they're useful, or you remember hearing stories how they're useful for breaking down doors and such.
So it's
It's a portable ram.
ram ring.
Legitimate ring.
Effectively looking at it as a ring of the ram, though the exact uses you'll have to figure out. Clytus can also say this, and you can tell this just by holding it, that if it has any charges to it, it has none right now. So it was presumably used up, and whoever this poor sap was killed somewhat recently.
Are the spikes around still?
The spikes, as you see now, were the spines on the back of the sandworm. So with the sandworm dead, they're just kind of, yeah.
Is the body intact?
The body is mostly intact, yes.
Can we
Is there
search
any
him?
identifying marks on it?
You can look at it, yes. There are, yeah, you roll investigations.
Yes, Philia.
Nope.
You
I
find nothing really particularly of interest or note across this sandworm.
And the body, it doesn't have the Guardian's designation on it, does it?
No, it does not. Nothing you've seen in here thus far has had that designation on it outside of the Guardians themselves.
I was wondering if maybe it might be, what's this nuts then?
Doesn't seem like it. It seems like, especially with the base of the design of the room, like it was placed here for a distinct reason. Very obvious reason, but beyond that, can't really tell much more.
Talk about the body.
Let's head back and hand these phoenix feathers to our
Mumble grumble.
priestess.
Okay. So you're going to head back?
What did I miss when my internet decided to derp?
You missed nothing really. Clytus slid down like a dune strider, and he helped cut the head off the sandworm. You found the ring, which has 2 ram heads on it. You assume it is a ring of the ram, and that doesn't currently have any charges.
Okay.
And the party was talking about how they should probably get back up to the top now and work their way back to the Guardians themselves.
Fair
As
enough.
we're going, I'm going to cast a Cure Wounds on myself, because I can.
Nomi will cast a Cure Wounds on Yasana because she can.
For 15 HP.
415, big old HP.
See, I'm pretty good at healing outside of combat, but inside of combat, I'm more or less useless.
No excuses, G.
2 on
Shut up.
Yasana
No
because she
excuses.
took a decent beating. If she did not pass that, when that thing crits with its tail, it sucks. That's 14d6.
Oh,
Poison damage alone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would kill someone.
Cool.
All right. And Clytus will climb back up effortlessly himself.
Do you want to just teleport us there?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm just going to have you guys teleport there. So for the time being, I'm going to... I don't know if you guys are going to come back
so
into
will
that
it-
doorway. I'm going to move
so-
you back to the entrance, however.
I
And I'm
hope,
gonna just move you guys back to Pyramid 1.
I hope we get to come back to these areas.
And
Hey,
then I'm just
Silver.
going to move you guys all up to over here.
Because I know you guys want to do
Yeah.
all this stuff
Yeah.
with keeping the Guardians,
Alright,
but
so-
you know,
Yeah, as you go through as well, you're able to easily navigate through that trap room without too much issue. You don't hear anything in the hedgeroom stir up. It seems to be relatively calm and tranquil, thankfully. And you eventually make it back towards the doorway where you know the Guardians were holed up.
Jade's going to immediately bring out the phoenix feathers.
And this is
present
the
them.
first point that most of you really get a good chance to look at the priestess. And as I've stated before, and is much more obvious now, she is indeed a Lamia, a white-scaled one, which you have seen before, though considering you've only seen 2 at this point, you have no clue how common or uncommon that is. And she would just kind of nod as like she seems a little surprised, not so much surprised, but caught off guard seeing you come back. More that she's not that she didn't expect you to come back, more that she's been really jumpy,
ugh,
concerned.
you know, you really need to sort out that garden.
It's just one of the inherent defenses of this place. You have the plumes.
Jade's holding them out for her.
All right, and she'll just nod quickly, 3 of them, and she'll kind of go forward and she'll pluck 3 of them from Jade's hands. She'll set 2 of them aside for now, and she'll hold the first over the body of the... And you can see that she's kind of pulled everyone back to have them rest and whatnot. And she'll hold the first one over the body of the one with who was wearing the studded leather. And she kind of mutters a small prayer, though those of you who understand Primordial can tell that this is not actually a spell. It's just like a small prayer to... You don't really understand what a... blah, 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 blah. I need to start over. She mutters a small prayer to some guardian deity.
Shala shasha.
Shala Shasha, let's go with that.
Yeah.
I don't
Sorry.
actually have... Let me start over one more time, because I'm getting myself all mixed around. She does whisper a prayer, and she thanks the three as she actually holds the feather, and she kind of presses it into the man's chest, and you can kind of see a small gout of flames kind of surge up around him. It doesn't seem to burn anything. Like, he's on this cloth bed. The cloth of the bed does not seem to be burned, and the flames are lit for maybe 5-6 seconds before they fade away. And as they fade away, the man slowly pulls himself to his feet, and he's just kind of coughing. Looks rather sick, rather weak, as though he has, oh, I don't know, a -4 to his everything.
You mean like he kind of just died?
Yeah, kind of like he died and was brought back to life. And she kind of leans over and hugs him, very grateful, and she'll quickly reach over, grab the other 2 feathers, and she'll rush over to the other 2 men and repeat the same thing. And as he sits up and he looks at the other, he kind of just coughs again, and he looks to be a bit on guard, but seeing that the priestess is not, like, frightened at the particular moment, and that you are all there, and he was brought back from the dead, despite the fact he's on guard, first of all, he knows he's not going to win another fight with you guys. And he just kind of nods at you and speaks up in kind of a coarse voice, as though he hasn't used his voice in a while, pretty obviously. He's going to ask, "What are you doing here?"
Well, apart from Dumbo over here points to Jade, shooting you guys, thinking you're Blackmore's troops. Wait, we actually here to stop Blackmore? Yeah, we're here to stop Blackmore.
And he'll kind of raise his eyebrow at that for a little bit.
I apologize for killing you. When you yelled out at us, I thought that you were the enemy. I didn't realize you were supposed to be our friends.
And he'll kind of just laugh at that. Friends? We're just the defenders of this place. That doesn't exactly make us friends.
Yeah, and usually a bullet to the head is a great way of making enemies. Sorry about that one.
I take full responsibility, and I apologize fully for it.
And he's just kind of looking at Jade. The flat, stoic nature that she's speaking, it seems to wear, he seems wary at that. I think that's the best way to phrase it.
We went and retrieved several phoenix plumes to bring you back. I hope that shows a sign of our good faith.
And it's kind of just looking, Jade. He looks Jade over and he kind of just chuckles. I can tell you look burnt to a crisp.
It hurt.
Yes, it does like to test people. Wonder how big it was when it found it.
Not very large, just... I was expecting something much, much larger than that.
It must have just been reborn again. You're lucky then.
Okay.
Again, starts chuckling again.
Yasana will go ahead and draw that out and shove it onto Jade, as in hinting to ask about it.
Oh, my friend noticed that this symbol is on your insignia. Would you like to explain how this... Yasana, would you like to explain a little more?
Actually, isn't that the
She
guy
can't
with
speak to them!
Isn't that the guy with the woos?
He'll kind of just roll his eyes for a moment and speak up. I can speak common as well, though she cannot.
Oh.
So try not to hide many things from me.
Oh, she's gonna step forward and show him her amulet.
And I'll kind of look at it and nod. Yes, the symbol of Thetis.
Who's Thetis?
And he'll kind of look over. He seems more or less like he's trying to decide how much he can trust the group here.
Enough. That will bring him back to life when we know we've made an F up.
On one hand, we did just kill him. That
On the other hand, we
typically
did just save him.
that typically doesn't bode well.
Typically, yes.
On the other hand, we brought him back, although we could be bringing him back to kill him again. He doesn't know this.
Well, what would be the point?
Yeah, he seems rather apprehensive.
Experience farming.
There are very sadistic people out there, so he just seems very apprehensive, especially because you're just trying to gather information right now. What did you say your purpose was in this place? To stop some Blackmore?
It's somebody who's seeking something here. We're trying to stop him since their intents are of evil nature.
A
Did you
number of his,
actually use the name Blackmore? I'm trying to remember.
Yes.
yeah,
Okay.
a number of his men are dead outside. Probably already been attacked by the Guardians.
Clytus, can you come in and explain a little more?
Yeah, they would have all been stepped in as well. I've been pacing around. And he'll step in as well, and he'll kind of start to explain a few more things, and he'll explain in Primordial as well, since he overheard that she only speaks one language. And he'll explain, yes, there was a great villain, a tyrant of one of the nearby kingdoms, a man by the name of Blackmore. He's come to this place seeking a great treasure, and was hoping to chase him down and stop him. I didn't even know it existed until I was trying to stop him in the deserts. And they all seem to be stopping and thinking on this point for a moment, and the man just kind of mutters himself, how could any normal man learn about this place? We are hidden, there are wards, charms, all sorts of things.
Probably some ancient texts.
Perhaps he's not normal.
There is little that is normal about this place.
Yeah,
True.
around this point, the Lamia priestess, she will look back up and say in Primordial, and she'll just ask Clytus, this man Blackmore, does his shadow dance from side to side? And Clytus will nod at this point. And she looks relatively concerned. This man, he is several centuries old. He was actually one who helped lead the human empire, the human kingdoms, when it was time to try to put down the beasts.
Well, we got another immortal.
If he's here, then, or he might know then of some of the treasures we used to help defeat him. He might be after them. I did not know him personally, but everything I've heard was he was not a kind man. And if not for his power, it was the only thing that really kept things together.
Hmm.
Yeah, go on.
No, meanwhile, completely over Yasana's head unless Jade's still translating.
Yep, Jade's pretty much going to act as full translator for Yasana here.
Yeah, since
Okay.
she only speaks. Yeah, so. And the subtle other man will think for a moment, if that's true, then hopefully the Guardians will be enough to hinder him for a little bit, though. If he was the one who actually brought the human kingdoms together in that time, well, there's nothing we can do. Especially that we need to recover after our encounter.
Now, I have a small little question. What can you tell me of the wolf?
Well, this is primarily his pyramid. He is the one who oversaw most of the protective wards around it.
What name do you call him by in this place?
Depends on what you'd say his proper name is. Most just go by title, Stormwolf and such, though. He is known as Arashi.
Well, that's all I need to know. I'm gonna kick his ass.
And he kind of just raises his eyebrow, especially as Shiki at this point just starts chuckling. Do you honestly think you could do such a thing?
Actually, I've done it a few times before, so yeah, I think I could.
We are
And he just
fairly
Shiki.
powerful.
Give me a moment. I gotta roll a insight on that. Because he would insight the fuck out of that.
You know what? I think Jade might as well. I love my disadvantage, though. Okay, cool.
You
You know what? One moment.
Maybe that's more of a reason to why we lost to you than I thought then. Ugh.
Let's just say I know him in a sense. Not.
If
Well-
I may interject, I feel like despite our terrible first impressions of each other, we may wish to rely on each other for whatever will be coming. It might be easier to do so with an exchange of names.
You're saying that because I have names ready.
Yeah.
Of course. You can always name
So-
your NPC.
Roll a actually I won't have you roll for this particular one. You'll kind of nod. Yes, that would probably be best if this Blackmore is really here and is attempting to cause trouble. Then it might be best if we work together, especially since you seem much better equipped to properly deal with him.
Speaking of equipment, I take it the some of the wolf's own special tools are here in this in this temple of his.
He set up most of the wards. I don't know exactly the full details. You'd have better luck checking the room he keeps when he takes a smaller form.
Shiki, I think that perhaps we should talk to this Arashi fellow when we get back.
Good luck finding him. What do you think? I speak to Paige a lot.
I think you should all know at this point that he is the one that Paige and Shiki as well are both seeking. At least Paige indirectly, Shiki directly. And it's got to give proper names now. So, the man in the subtle leather will finally introduce himself properly. I am Gladian.
I'm sensing a trend in your names. I'm just saying.
Can
Do you
you toss their names on their?
Yeah, I'm
tokens
gonna
for us?
move him up so you can actually see him, and I'm gonna toss the names on him so you can see him.
Silver, do you know what I see around me? Nothing but dirty milksops. Who haven't even got their wolves.
And I'm sure that these full plate guys are Mook 1 and Mook 2, right? Oh, they do have names. Lucian
I'm
1 and
making them up
Lucian 2.
as we speak.
Yet somehow
Bob.
that name is ironically fitting.
We also don't have Clytus's stats or anything on him, on the token.
Let me make sure you have his name.
Is he actually evil?
Mordor.
Yeah, let me so you can see his name and stuff, and the
Mordor.
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 I had a proper
Let's
name.
not simply walk into and murder Maldor with one shot.
Wait, we did.
Shiko.
Alright.
What form of primordial is she speaking?
She seems to be speaking mostly. What is the aquatic one? Aquan.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Yeah, she seems to be mostly using a dialect of Aquan, though she does tend to use all four dialects at times. She primarily uses Aquan, and the other ones do seem as the And you can also tell as this is going on that the other two humans, Lucian and Maldor, they also do seem to be nodding and understanding these what you say all the common. The fact that they use primordial primarily seems to be for her benefit.
I think if it's as alright with you, this is one of the most defensible locations. We are quite weary from our encounters. Would it be alright if we took a rest?
Roll persuasion.
At disadvantage?
You want to just rest here after putting us all down?
Yes.
Okay, gotta push Jade outside ever so slowly. 'Cause I'm not even convinced by that. How about
Yeah, he does not seem to be very fond of Jade, particularly at this point.
We'll rest in another place. No, I gotta ask. Where's the chamber where he takes a smaller form?
It's a ways beyond. There are more guardians in the way.
Never simple.
If I might make a request for us to stay, there's things I want to discuss regarding this amulet and its origins as well.
You hold up the amulet so you can see it?
Yeah.
Roll a persuasion as well.
Advantage?
I'll let you know. Roll the persuasion.
I know. I was trying to find out my tablet there for.
Mm-hmm. And he'll kind of tilt his head side to side as he thinks. You carry a sign of Thetis. And he'll kind of speak over, and he starts speaking with Mishika, as well as Lucian and Maldor. And they're speaking in primordial, so most of you can kind of make out the conversation. I'm not going to say it word for word, obviously. Effectively, they're just speaking back and forth, trying to decide exactly how she would have gotten the symbol. Let's see. Mishaka seems to be more inclined to want to let them stay, especially for the aid they did provide in bringing you back and fixing the mistake, and as well as the fact that one of them is carrying a symbol of one of the three. And eventually you can see that the discussion is kind of like she's winning this argument, basically.
Jade will also offer to give her weapons up for the time that they're staying. Anything to help ease this.
Yeah, and at the final mention of that, you're willing to give your weapons up for the time being that you stay over. He'll kind of nod and finally relent. Very well. This is the most defensible place. You may stay here for the time, though I will require that you put all of your weapons up.
She'll hand her sword over.
And at this point, he'll look over to Clytus as well. You may keep yours, though. One who has that type of a weapon. I wonder where you found it. And Clytus just kind of chuckles. Trade secret.
Here, you can hold on to this.
My babies.
Jade's going to give Shiki a stern look.
What? These aren't weapons. They've never seen this.
They saw it as you were shooting them in the face. I think they know that they're weapons.
Oh, actually, I don't know. Did they notice it was coming from that? You were kind of in
You
there.
you see Gladian kind of hold his hand out for the gun.
Fine, I give him the pistol.
And he holds out his other hand.
I give the rapier.
Shiki,
And he sets the rapier down. He holds out his hand again.
What other gun do I have?
Shotgun.
Do they know it's a shotgun?
It's a similar design to the pistol revolver, so they get the idea.
You also use Bigby, so they would know about that one too.
No, that is the pistol.
Bigby is the pistol, so
I
yeah.
thought Surgeon was.
Surgeon's gone.
No, Surgeon's gone.
Jade's also standing there with her arms crossed. It's pretty obvious that she's still holding.
Yeah,
her
it's like looking over at Jade and seeing. Yeah, there's definitely more to take.
Fine. Just like pull out a shotgun, pull out a nail bomb, pull out a fire bomb.
And he'll kind of take all of them and he'll set them all on the table for now.
Oh, I mean, actually, just to add insult.
On the table, set up pretty much freely at this point.
Oh, just add insult. She pulls out some musket bullets and just starts pouring them out.
All right. And with everyone freely allowed to stay in there, keep an eye on everything, he'll eventually, I'd say Lucian will eventually look over to Yasana until that moment. You had a question regarding the symbol of Thetis, didn't you?
Yes. It's actually the first time I've heard of this legend myself, and yet, why do I possess an amulet that was handed to me from my parents with the same symbol?
I honestly can't say why you would, or how you got it or whatnot, but it sounds as though your parents have had it for a while. Thetis is an interesting one. She's a bit more abrasive than the other ones, caring little for what is outside of her domain.
Sounds like Yasana.
And I'll kind of step back and think for a moment. We don't really deal much with her out in this region anyway. We are far enough from the seas, and she often has little to do with us out this far. What I do know is that she is a blind Demi-Titan. And though she is blind, she sees basically all within the water anywhere around her.
Demi-Titan.
You've heard of giants, have you not?
Yes.
Picture something 3 to 4 times larger. She's not quite a goddess of any extent, but she is a being of great power.
Interesting.
Beyond that, I know very little, to be honest.
I see.
It is effectively a humanish form, from what I'm told, but on that scale, it means little to most.
I see. Thank you for your time, Ben.
Yes. You'd probably do best seeking knowledge from those who are more bound to the seas and would know more about her than us.
Unfortunately, at the same time, we are seeking our way home, so I wouldn't be able to actively look.
Perhaps near, well, I wouldn't find any knowledge around these parts anyway. Perhaps when you're closer to home, you might find some who would have dealings with creatures of the sea and know a bit of their patron saint.
I'll be sure to look into that. Thank you.
And he kind of just nods. He does. Lucian, at the very least, doesn't seem to have any ill will to the party. Like, yeah. Gladian seems to be a very, I don't want to, very abrasive at points. Though he seems to be more of just like trying to, like, he's the one trying to keep everyone else in line in his own group. Lucian is just very easygoing for the most part, and Maldor is just quiet.
Now, if you will give me just a moment, I have to put down a certain animal-loving human here because she's insulting me. Come on, I have to put you down now.
Yeah, and Mishikal is petting Shiki, looking pretty amused and happy that like petting another white creature. And Gladiator is just kind of shaking his head, but he doesn't do anything to stop it.
Guess what? I'm exotic. Deal with it.
Anyway, I'm thinking we can cut it off there for the day.
Probably not a bad idea.
On the downtime, I would like to try to do a reading for Shikal if she would allow it.
Yeah, she'll allow it.
Okay. Which it needs an hour basically, but
You're gonna take a long rest here, so you'll have
Yep.
the time.
all right.
Long rest is half spell slots or
All spell slots,
spells.
all HP, half of your missing hit die,
Okay,
or half of your total hit die up to your maximum. Rather,
I was concerned about the spell slots more than anything.
I know you get all of your spell slots back, and Jade will be back up to full everything.
Silver, can you do me a favor?
Yes.
When we reset the sheet, you unlinked HP from the character sheet on token.
That was fucked up on one of the other characters as well. That
Hey
yeah, let
Shiki,
me-
if you want me to do your reading for you, I can do that right now too. Actually, I
It's
can
just
do
a
it for
fool.
pretty much everyone here.
It's just the fool.
All right, that should be linked up properly now. Okay.
Alright, testing it. Thank
Yep.
you.
All right. So with that, we're gonna call it off there. You can end the session if you like.
All right, thank you everyone.